amongst you guys. What did we discuss about this?
So may I try?
Yes, please.
So what we did was discuss was that if like you generally want your pull down to be larger than the pass gate and significantly larger than the pull up also, just so that you can actually assist your read, because you would want the V bump to be as low as possible. But at the same time, we do not want the pull down to be very large, because what will happen in that case is that it will pull that internal loads closer to zero. And what then would happen is that the other side's inverters, what did we, if you look at the characteristic of the V in and the V out, what you'll see is that other side will always trip very close to the trip very close to a voltage value close to zero. So other side's data value would get flipped in that case, and that would hamper your writing scheme, I mean the writing process. So you would trade off one thing with the other, so that is not acceptable.
अक्षत, समझ में आया? Does this help?
सर ये मतलब दोनों स्टेटमेंट के लॉजिक अलग अलग मुझे समझ में आ रहे हैं, लेकिन सर एक चीज क्लियर नहीं हो रही है कि जैसे सर अगर मेरा जैसे मैंने पुल डाउन को अगर स्ट्रॉन्ग किया और मैं बोल रहा हूँ मेरा SNM बेटर हो रहा है, लेकिन SNM जब हम बटरफ्लाई कर्व से देखते हैं तो सर वही चीज है कि हम दूसरी लोब में ना चले जाएं, और वही सर दूसरे इन्वर्टर के साथ हो रहा है। अगर मैं पुल डाउन को स्ट्रॉन्ग कर रहा हूँ तो दूसरा इन्वर्टर फ्लिप हो रहा है, तो सर मतलब SNM कैसे रिलेटेड है इससे, सर वो चीज थोड़ी क्लियर नहीं हो रही।
What we are saying, Akshat, is that if you increase the pull down size, when you increase it to some point, some extent, it will improve SNM because it is preventing us from moving to the other lobe. But if you make it much large, then what happens is that the inverters become so skewed that even a little bit of noise would flip them. So it now is not dependent on the bump that we are creating. See, the first premise of keeping the pull down large is to reduce the height of the bump.
Yes, sir.
The second premise is that, okay, I have reduced the height of the bump, but even then the margin has gone so low that the margin has reduced. Are you able to see? Just let me share the whiteboard with you. Just give me a moment. Are you able to see my screen? So let us say this is ground level, this is VDD level, okay? And let us say this is the trip point. Now, when we are saying that make the PG large, the pull down large, what we are saying is, now let us say there is this line Vx. What we are saying is that when you increase the size of the pull down, this Vx is pushed down. It will go here. Therefore, the SNM would improve. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, what happens is that if you really make the NMOS very big, pull down very big, what happens is the strip point comes lower because the inverters have now become very skewed. Okay. So even though so had the trip point been there, your SNM was better. But because the trip point has gone so low, SNM has degraded.
But sir, like these two processes will always go side by side, because as we skew our NMOS, then our trip point will also come down by some value.
Yes. But what happens is initially, like when the PD is not very large, it is the potential divider of PG and PD. If PG and PD cell ratio is, let us say, 1.5 and I go to 1.6, I will see some benefit of it. But we saw in yesterday's class that when we go to 3.0, the benefit is very limited. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
So at some point of time, the gain in lowering of Vx will saturate.
Okay, sir. Okay.
But the strip point will continue to go down.
Yes, sir. In a way, we are saying that we have to make our pull down large, but up to a certain extent. We cannot increase it like.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
This is clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So any specific reason for Vx to saturate after the point? I mean, at cell ratio 3 or 4, it would saturate. I mean,
You actually need some current to flow, na, Swapnil? So when some current has to flow, you are in the linear region.
अच्छा, ओके, कुछ ना कुछ तो वहाँ पे वोल्टेज या चार्ज की वजह से बम्प आएगा ही आएगा.
There has to be some bump.
हाँ,
This is
ठीक है.
anything else?
So एक
Very, very important. I want you to be absolutely clear about these concepts. Otherwise, doing a memory design course from me is no different from doing a memory design course from just anyone else. It is these concepts that you need to be extremely clear about. Yes, there was another question.
So I have one question. So in the slide of impact of supply voltage on V int, वहां पे हमने 1 to millivolt है, 3 millivolt है V int.
V int is
1 वोल्ट पे अगर हम सारी वैल्यूज की मतलब सारी VDT वगैरह 1 रख रहे हैं, सो V int की वैल्यू 30 millivolt है.
yes.
एंड अगर हम 0.7 कर रहे हैं, so 63 millivolt है. That means writability degrades. But in that slide, अगर हम 1.1 volt कर रहे हैं, so it's given 45 millivolts. So when we go from 1 to 1.1, writability degrades. But when we go from 1 to 0.7, then also writability degrades.
Yes.
So like ये चीज समझ में नहीं आ रही कि दोनों साइड में जब जा रहे हैं तो writability क्यों डिग्रेड हो रही है?
That is the challenge. That is the challenge of memory design. That there are boundaries on both sides. हमने pull down के लिए भी तो यही देखा. That if you make the pull down very small, you degrade SNM, but when you make it very large, you again degrade SNM. So what to do? So there is a sweet spot somewhere in between where you need to size your devices. There is a sweet spot in between where you need to operate your memory. That is where this course in the first place. If it was so simple that it was linear and unidirectional, or the thing was so simple, then yeah, DVD would have been sufficient. It's not. See, if it was like any other standard cell, then DVD was sufficient for it. We're doing a separate course on memory design because it's a complex beast.
सर वही सेम क्वेश्चन, उसी में जब वोल्टेज को हम लोग बढ़ा रहे हैं तो उस केस में तो समझ आ रहा है कि मेरा पास पुल अप से करंट फिर कम फ्लो होगा, तो ऑन दैट केस तो उस चीज को मैं मतलब जस्टिफाई कर रहा हूँ. बट सर जब मैं VDD को कम रख रहा हूँ उस टाइम पे मेरा पुल अप से कम फ्लो होगा करंट, तो लेकिन ऑपोजिट केस में.
Yeah, what are we looking at? We are looking at situations like so we are talking about ratioed logic here. What is the ratio of current coming from the pull-up and the ratio of current sunk by the pass gate and right driver stack?
Yeah.
Now, what we saw is that as we lower the voltage, this internal node goes to 63 millivolts from 30.
Yes.
That was the number?
Yes, sir.
So what does this mean? This means that the current that the pull-up is giving is more than what the pass gate right driver stack can sink.
Yes.
Or at least the ratio has degraded from what the value was at 1.0. This has happened because pull-up degraded at low voltage, but pass gate right driver stack degraded more because there were two transistors in stack, you may say. Or pass gate was also resistive. Okay. Basically, in that region, pass gate is active in a linear region of operation, is it not?
Yes, sir.
So pull-up is in saturation, pass gate is in linear, they will move differently.
Yes, sir.
Similar thing happens at high voltage, at very high voltage, that is. Because you increase the VDD, the pass gate, it is in saturation, it sinks lots of current now. Pass gate, poor pass gate is in linear region. It cannot sink as much current. So again that rises.
तो तो सर ऐसे जब हम लोग राइट एस्टिमेशन के लिए जब चेक कर रहे थे तो उस टाइम पे मेरा पास गेट को मुझे रखना था लीनियर रीजन में, क्योंकि वो विंड का वोल्टेज मुझे चाहिए था कि जितना हो सके 0 की तरफ रहे,
Yes.
और M4 मेरा डिजायर था कि वो सैचुरेशन में रहे.
It will automatically be in saturation because the
Yes.
VDS across it will be very high.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
That's why some between some voltage मुझे वहां पे रखना पड़ेगा जिसमें वो मतलब वो करंट सिंक एंड करंट सोर्सिंग जो भी चीज हो रहा है वो प्रॉपरली हो, सो दैट मेरा वो विंड का वोल्टेज एक लिमिटेड रेंज में रहे.
Yeah, so what this means is that there has to be a very stringent constraint on how the memory array supply should vary. In the sense that if you're talking about standard cell logic as we discussed in DVD, whether it is an inverter or whether it is a NAND gate or a NOR gate or an AOI or an OAI, whatever it is, all those gates will still function fine because they are pure CMOS. They will still function fine when you go to low voltages. They are all combinational logic, and they will function fine even at high voltages. But with memory, what we are observing is that there is a sweet spot. You cannot go to very low voltages and you cannot go to very high voltages either. There is a window in which you should operate. So there is a constraint on what kind of IR drop you can put on the array supply. The array supply should not really swing too much. If it swings, there can be robustness issues. Whereas for the other supplies, there could be issues related to delays. You could lose robustness because of some other setup and hold time violating somewhere else. But the circuit would still function. In memories, the bit cell will fail to function. The contents would get eroded.
Okay,
Is
sir.
this clear?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, Swapnil?
So I actually had a doubt, small doubt. Like when we were discussing the mismatch part yesterday, I wasn't able to fully understand like why the VTH. I mean, like the worst case V bump is obtained when you have the VTH of pass gate as at faster value and the of the pull down at the lower value, 4.5 faster and 4.5 lower.
So why would VT be different for two NMOSes?
No. I'm saying that why was that the worst case for V bump?
You tell me. What did you want? For the V bump to be high, what do you want? You want pull down to be resistive?
Okay.
And pass gate to be less resistive?
Pass gate to be less.
So when I reduce the VT of the pass gate, its resistance reduces? When I increase the VT of the pull down, its resistance increases.
Yes.
That was what I was doing. I was going to the worst case.
इसमें VTH का पुल डाउन का स्लो लिखा है और पास गेट का फास्ट लिखा है.
पुल डाउन का स्लो करने का मतलब उसका VTH बढ़ा दूंगा ना. So the threshold voltage of the pull down is increased. Okay. What happens to its resistance?
Slow means
it's in the linear region.
Okay, slow means VTH is increasing. Okay. मैं slow को बार-बार कम मान रहा था. VTH is decreasing. So
no, slow means VTH is increasing ना, तभी तो slow होगा.
ठीक है. हाँ. Yes.
नहीं? Higher VT means slower device.
हाँ. Drive strength. Yes. हाँ.
Anything else?
सर आप जब कल राइट ऑपरेशन को इवेलुएट कर रहे थे तो सर आपने बोले थे कि करंट दैट कम्स आउट ऑफ पास गेट शुड बी मोर देन दैट द करंट देन मोर देन द करंट दैट पुल अप विल सिंक.
Pull up provides, yes.
Yes सर. So सर मैं इसका मतलब नहीं समझ पाया सर.
So look at it like this. We have some current going from here And there is a, interestingly, there is a capacitor here, is it not?
Yes.
Some parasitic capacitance would be there. This capacitor was charged to VDD earlier. There is some current being taken away by the pass gate, and there is some current that the pull-up will provide as soon as that current is taken away. As soon as some VDS appears across it, pull-up will provide that current. Am I right?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that to be able to pull this node down to 0, what do you need? That whatever current this pull-up is providing, pass gate should be able to sink more current than that, because it also has to discharge this capacitor.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear now?
So, sir, can we also say that in the starting, when we are starting to discharge, then it would be pass gate also would be in saturation?
Actually, when we are starting to discharge, pass gate is in saturation, and this is in linear. So this thing that we are asking for actually happens very easily.
Yes. Okay.
So what we are asking for actually happens very easily. That really is not a constraint. Finally, the constraint sets in as that the current that the pull-up sources should be less than the current that pass gate can sink. Now, at a time when this is in saturation and this is in linear. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
So finally, the linear region of the pull-up will be achieved when the other side has written 1, the pull-up has written 1 on the other side, right? Then that case वो ऊपर वाला pass gate को 0 करने की कोशिश करेगा, फिर वहां से I mean initially
वो नहीं जाएगा, वो कट ऑफ में जाएगा.
अच्छा हाँ
अच्छा I mean कट ऑफ इन सैचुरेशन.
ओके, तो पहले पास गेट सैचुरेशन में था और वो लीनियर में था, फिर उसके बाद वो सॉरी पास गेट पहले हाँ मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. Okay, मतलब ठीक है.
Play with this. This is very, very important. You should really see there are only 6 devices. ये 6 devices, how do these 6 devices move from saturation to linear to cutoff? You should really be clear about this. Only 6 devices I'm talking about now, and only 2 operations, read and write. This much we can do, na?
Yes, sir.
Please do. I have not given this as an assignment, but you should do.
Yes, sir.
If you want, I can give this also as an assignment. It is really important. You have to understand these 6 transistors in completeness. Okay? Can I assume you will do this? All of you? You can put a +1 if you want to do, if you will do this in the chat window. See, it is very important for you to do this because I really want that you should be absolutely clear about what is happening inside the memory cell. And I assure you, if you do this, you will be able to handle any other mixed signal circuit also very easily. Analog circuits also you will be able to handle much more easily.
So when I was trying to do the assignment, so we get the equations of VGS minus VT and VDS in the terms of VDD and VDDF. So what I was trying to say is, when we change the supply voltage, when we we like, let's suppose we say VDF is low and VDD is high. So when we take the mismatch in that voltages, so these equations will also change. Like obviously the MOSFETs will change their region of operation from saturation to linear and so on. So when in this assignment we will do that part, but for this assignment we do have to take all the values of supplies equal, na? Then only we can take out arrive onto one equation.
Yeah, you can keep the values of supplies such that your assumptions of linear and saturation for different devices continue to hold true. If you say that my VDD T has gone to 0, then obviously some assumption would fail somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you say that my VDD regular is 1.0 volts and my VDD-T is 0.9, then
so
no hell will break loose. All your assumptions will still be valid and your equation will still be valid. Is it not?
yeah, but when we keep on reducing, one from 0.7.
There is a reason why I did not go beyond any. So if you look at the slides of last lecture, we did not change any voltage by more than 200 millivolts, did we? So why did I not do that? Because I wanted the assumptions to still hold true.
Yeah.
If you go, so anyways, see what we derived in the class and what we experimented, they're all paper, they're just equations. They're just paper equations. In reality, there are so many other effects that we have not even modeled. We have used the linear equations and long channel device.
Yes.
So we are not talking about truth here. The entire intent is that you should get the intuition. Okay. Just get the intuition. So there's no need to break your heads on what happens when I take VDD-T to 0. Why would you take it to 0? It's not required. Anyways, if you take it to 0, you have to calculate all over again. Now, you are not a simulator. If you want to calculate, please do. I don't want you to do it. I want you to do it in only that region where your assumptions are still valid.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
A simulator will anyways do it. You can simulate it like that, and simulator will give you the right results. But these equations, how many equations do you want to solve? Okay, solve. No problems from my side. But my objective is to give you that intuitive feel. That is sufficient if you just vary them by a little. That will give you an idea.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? So what else did we do in the last class? So we discussed the sizing part and the stability part. What else did we do in the last class?
We had a quick glimpse of the layout of the 60 cell towards the end of the class.
So that quick look was sufficient? Okay. Let us have a quick look again. Okay. So someone had the courage to say, no, it was not. Yeah, I know it was not sufficient, but I wanted to introduce it to you. So when we look at the bit cell layout, we first looked at these 6 transistors and we identified what these 6 transistors are. Someone can quickly point it out to me. I will point at the transistor and you tell me what it is.
पास गेट दूसरा साइड का पुल डाउन
Okay.
पुल अप पुल डाउन पुल अप पास गेट
Pass gate only. So this much we know. So I'm just taking you through this so that you remember. It's kind of a refresher for you. Now, what are these contacts for?
Rails.
VDD ground.
These are contacts for VDD. And you see, they are shared across top and bottom rows. What about these two? What are these contacts for?
Bitline and bitline bar.
Bitline and bitline bar. How can you share bitline and bitline bar across 2 rows? Can you share? First thing.
So in vertical direction we can share.
Yes, because bit lines are shared across the entire column. So this is how the bit line sharing happens. What are these contacts then?
Ground.
Ground. Okay. What are these contacts?
Third line.
And they are shared across the
Rows.
rows. Is it fine? Should we share word line across the rows? Okay. What about these 2 contacts? Or let us say these 4 contacts. What are these contacts?
Q1 Q bar.
The internal nodes.
Out.
Q and Q bar, or BLTI and BLFI, whichever way you want to call it. Okay. These are all metal 1 stubs, and this is where you made the connection of Q and Q bar. Is this fine? Friends, I'm now going definitely slower than how I went last time. Am I not? So if there are any questions, please ask. You're able to see this connection of BLTI and BLFI? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why I showed it in the different step was that this metal is in a L shape. Now let us quickly look at what kind of DRC violations are happening in this cell. So just to give you a good feel of it, first of all, we talked about this long contact as a DRC violation. You will not find it anywhere else in the entire chip except in the memory cell. Then another set of DRC violations are linked to the active to N-well boundary spacing. This spacing is also significantly reduced inside the memory cell. Okay. Then there are DRC violations linked to metal 1 area. Many of these stubs would not meet the minimum metal 1 area requirement, the minimum metal 1 DRC. Okay. And yeah, like, you know, there could be DRC violations in this edge and so on. So why do we need all these DRC violations inside the memory cell? And how is it that we can make these violations inside the memory cell, but we cannot make them elsewhere? Why are we not allowed to make them elsewhere?
So because the main priority here is the area, because we have millions of cells that get repeated. So we have to optimize the manufacturing process so as to satisfy this.
Yeah, but area is anyways gold for everywhere in VLSI. Okay, it is diamond in memory, but it is gold everywhere. So everywhere you should be able to do this.
So I guess what happens is that we discussed, I guess, sometimes back in other course, like 60 SRAM is not made in a standard cell configuration, I guess, as compared to other.
तो आप देख ही रहे हो. We are standard cell में what were we discussing? We were saying leave half the DRC from the boundary of the cell.
इसमें तो वो सब
यहाँ तो आप शेयर करवा रहे हो, यहाँ पे तो आप कह रहे हो भाई शेयर करो, जितना शेयर कर सकते हो शेयर करो. तो स्टैंडर्ड सेल नहीं है, दैट इज ट्रू. ओके, व्हाट नेक्स्ट?
मेमोरी का एज एन इंडिविजुअल हम लोग एलिमेंट के जैसे उसको यूज करते थे, नॉट लाइक जैसे स्टैंडर्ड सेल में हम लोग एक के बाद एक काइंड ऑफ एक के वो क्या तो टर्म था, एक अबटमेंट जो हम लोग करते थे. तो वो चीज सर मतलब मेमोरी के लिए जरूरत नहीं है. मेमोरी एक सिंगल एलिमेंट के ऐसे कोई भी चिप में यूज होगा.
लाइक यू कैन पुट वन मेमोरी सेल समवेयर एंड इट विल बी लाइक देयर. हां, इज इट रियली ट्रू?
नॉट कि एक 60 SRAM cell, but
the complete array could be
consisting
of many 60 cells.
You could make arrays of standard cells also, na? Logic arrays you can make. नहीं,
So
बना सकते हो ना?
So what exactly was the question? I forgot.
The question was, first, why do we make so many DRC violations? So we said, okay, area is very important, but I'm saying area is important elsewhere also. Then why we cannot make same violations elsewhere? बोलो.
सर बेसिकली अगर हम ये वायलेशंस अगर हम हर प्रोसेस में करेंगे तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हमारी बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगी. तो हम सिर्फ मेमोरी के लिए
यहाँ पे मुश्किल क्यों नहीं हुई? मेमोरी तो मिलियंस में आ रही है, बाकी तो सेल्स कुछ बार ही आते, तो मिलियंस में आ रही है मेमोरी सेल्स. तो इतनी बार बना सकते हो, थोड़ी सी और बार बना देते. So if we can make millions and millions of such cells, we could make a few more also, na?
Sir, I guess मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टाइम इंक्रीज हो जाता होगा कि अगर हम सबके साथ में करने लग गए तो हो सकता है कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग टाइम इंक्रीज हो जाए.
How will the machine know? Machine mein to all that you're doing is you're throwing light, then doing photolithography. How will that change? The machine will take only that much time. That is what manufacturing process is. Now, that is what we studied in the first few lectures of DVD also. Manufacturing processes: put a photo film, throw light, remove the residue, implant. Then put the next film, throw light, residue, implant. Throw the next. So this is what we know. So why will that change? If there are 49 steps, there are 49 steps.
Sir, I have a follow-up question basically. Sorry.
No, first answer this question.
Because we have to make them very fast, so delays जो है वो कम करना है, minimum करना है, so compact बनाते हैं जिससे वायर लेंथ कम होगी.
मेमोरी सेल को.
Yes sir.
तो क्या आपको स्टैंडर्ड सेल को फास्ट नहीं बनाना? You don't want to make standard cells also fast. You want to make standard cells also fast.
Yes sir.
Then why not there also?
Hello.
Yes, Divisha.
Sir, it could be the reason because during the physical design, मतलब जब हम floor planning करते हैं तो एक specific region होता है जो like memory is like a macro उस case में, तो memory को हम एक fixed region में रखना चाहते हैं, so that is why we do not want those.
That is just for convenience. You made some area where you will put memories, ताकि memories आपको बाकी जगह पे disturb ना करें, ताकि BIST के लिए there is a locality. BIST connections don't run all over the chip. That is a convenience thing. It has nothing to do with manufacturability or DRCs.
Okay sir. Then
सर एक ही आ रहा है मेरे पास दिमाग में कि हम मिलियंस ऑफ सेल्स बना रहे हैं मेमोरी के, तो अगर एक फेल होता है या कोई फेल होते हैं तो हमारे पास और भी हैं कि हम यूज कर सकें, तो हम इसमें
ऐसा कह रहे हो तुम?
सब मींस ये नहीं कह रहा कि
you made a chip of okay, you brought a memory from somewhere for 1 megabyte, huh? And now you're getting only 999 out of it. So will you not sue the manufacturer?
That means I was saying that कि इसमें एक्स्ट्रा हम करते हैं ना सेफ्टी उसके लिए, तो
वहाँ तो एक्स्ट्रा सेफ्टी चाहिए मुझे. मैंने तो यहाँ पे वॉयलेशन कर दिए.
सर आप जितने ज्यादा वायलेशंस करोगे उतने ज्यादा वेरिफिकेशन भी तो करने पड़ेंगे ना बाद में. मतलब एक टाइम पे आपने बना लिया, जितनी ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज एक मतलब जैसे हमने डीआरसी कम करते गए सो उतनी ज्यादा फिर हमें बाद में वेरिफिकेशन प्रोसेस में भी टाइम लगेगा ना.
Allow me only in 5 more % cells. 70% of chip you are doing it. Let me do it in 1 more % of chip.
So at the end of the day, I guess DRC violations is, I mean DRC मतलब जो हम लोग बना रहे हैं सब मास्क की तो है हमारा फैब्रिकेशन प्रोसेस के लिए. तो मैं ये सोचा था DRC violations हम अलाउ कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे because I mean we are kind of certain that while manufacturing or fabricating a memory cell, so we don't, I mean that when you deposit the via and the copper and everything what मतलब जो आप final manufacturing करते हो, so I mean it would not require as much as area as it requires in the or maybe I mean one more thing is that I mean we are not limited to metal 1 over here specifically. I mean we are moving to metal 2, metal 3 and all. I mean metal 1 में यहाँ काम ही नहीं होता. So
अभी तो मैं खाली metal 1 तक की violations बता रहा हूँ ना स्वप्निल. अभी तक तो मेरा सवाल खाली यहाँ तक का है. metal 2 onwards is anyway DRC clean.
Sir, is it कि for different standard cells making different rules would be a very tedious task.
Yeah.
हर स्टैंडर्ड सेल के लिए नए रूल्स. यहाँ पे जैसे सर मेमोरी का एक स्ट्रक्चर है,
whatever rules you have made for memory, just allow them in standard cells also. Don't make new rules. Just allow these long contacts in standard cells also.
But some memory तो हम customer के according बनाते हैं ना. Like every customer wants something different. So
yeah, but you violate it for them, na? Every customer wants some memory, so you're violating some rules for every customer. I'm saying violate them for some more, like some more chip. Like you're anyway violating on the same chip. Just violate at a few more places. So what? मतलब मेरी बिल्ली मेरे को मैं आऊं. Put this question in the quiz. Oh, I thought I would give you the answer now. It says.
Yeah, sir, please give the answer now. Otherwise, we'll spend the whole evening thinking about this.
Huh? If I put this in the quiz, all of you will find random answers from the internet. So it's better. I can still put it in the quiz, but let me give you the answer anyways. So, see, what happens is that when you're talking about a memory, you're talking about huge arrays. Millions and millions of cells in continuity, in close proximity with each other. And when you talk about standard cells, you will have one standard cell here, another standard cell adjacent to it, a third one on this side, fourth one here, fifth one there, and so on. This is the kind of standard cell wall that we all know, is it not? We've discussed that earlier also. You may have seen the same thing in VDF also. In terms of standard cells, when you place standard cells, different standard cells will start to arrange themselves like brick walls in rows. It happens. Is it clear till here?
Sir, so means in case of a standard cell, you are saying that we are leaving some space for routing channel.
No, I'm not leaving. अभी तो मैंने कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ा इसमें. Okay, हम छोड़ते हैं. That is a different thing. All these are bricks. This is standard cell 1. This is standard cell 2. Let me not call it 1, 2. A, B, C, D, E. Different standard cells. Then again, let us say this was D. Let us say this was F. Let us say this was I. The different standard cells, they are organized whichever way. But this is how they will be placed. Are you with me? What is happening in case of memory cells? If I say this is, if I say this is 1, then this is also 1, this is also dot. So all of them are dots. It won't happen that there is a dot and there is a 0 somewhere. ऐसा नहीं होगा. All will be dots only. You with me?
Sir, these dots are same memory cells, right?
Yeah, I'm just, जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे ABCD label करा, I'm putting the name of the memory cell as dot over here. All dots. So all over the place, there is the same structure that is repeated over and over again. Whereas in terms of standard cells, there is no such guarantee. Somewhere that repetition may happen, but somewhere at other places it may not happen. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So now what happens is that because of this repetitive structure of the array, I know that these long contacts have to be made at, so if I just look at the contact layer of this particular memory cell, the contacts would look like this. And these contacts would repeat in exactly the same manner throughout the array. There will be long contact here, a long contact here, and this. Are you able to see this? This is how this structure would actually continue throughout. Pura array. Upar jao, niche jao, it will always appear like this. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So when you know that the entire structure is so predetermined, when you make the mask, you do some extra optical proximity correction in such an array to allow that these long contacts can be formed. Okay, no, so this long contact, there was a contact here, there was a contact here, and so on. So you ensure that these long contacts can be formed without any challenge. Because you know that the structure, it is exactly the same structure that is going to be repeated. So you do the mask making process slightly more carefully, especially for these structures, which is not possible when I talk about standard cell array, because if, at times it can happen that F and F are together, but I do not know. Next to F there could be E and next to F there could be G. And therefore, I cannot really guarantee a same constellation of structures for any standard cell. Are you able to see this?
सर मतलब हमने वो इमर्शन लिथोग्राफी और ऑप्टिकल प्रॉक्सिमिटी लिथोग्राफी के थ्रू वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक द सर मतलब वो लिथोग्राफी से आपने क्या बोला था? आई एम नॉट एबल टू गेट दैट.
What I said was that, see, because I know that this is exactly the constellation I will see when I will use this memory cell in an array. This constellation cannot change in any other way. है ना? These are the exactly same places where my mask has to have holes so that light can pass through. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So I can very well, through computational methods, examine and tell how the diffraction pattern for this particular constellation would look like. What kind of exposure it would give to the underlying photoresist. I can do that because this constellation is fixed. And if I need to make any corrections, which is called optical proximity corrections, I can make those corrections in the mask itself. I cannot do that for the standard cell array, even though it is also structured, but it is not a fixed constellation of artifacts. Are you able to see this?
So, sir, at the end of the day, when you actually manufacture the S60 SRAM, you basically use different set of masks and allow those violations to occur.
No. We do not use a different set of masks. So let us say there is a chip. So what we do is, on the SRAM cell, we will put a special marker. Okay? We will put a CAD layer, a special CAD layer. And we will tell that whenever you experience this CAD layer and you are making masks, be extra careful and use these particular extra tools or extra libraries that we have in the kitty, so that this constellation of contacts is manufacturable.
Okay, so that machine will tweak itself in the photolithography process to make that correct mask.
Mask making is not photolithography process.
Acha, yes. OPC basically.
Mask is used during photolithography.
Yes.
Mask making is a completely different activity, and it's a very, very costly activity. It's a very computationally intensive activity.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, the mask that we are making, will the mask will be for only one bit cell for the contact layer, or for all the contact layers, means for all the array of cells?
When we make a mask, we make the mask for the entire die.
So for all the array of cells, there would be one mask.
For the entire die, there will be one mask.
Oh.
For not just the memories, standard cells, everything will have the same mask, because there is only one exposure to get the contacts made.
Okay, sir.
So there is one question. Like, sir, if this rectangular contact is manufacturable, so sir, we can use that. Why we can't use that rectangular contact in our standard cell? Because that will ultimately free up my M1 layer to route some more signals.
And that was what I was telling now. That to make this M1, this rectangular contact manufacturable, you need extra computation to be done. It is manufacturable only in a particular setting, not always. Okay. For the memory cell, because that constellation is fixed, you can tweak it so that this becomes manufacturable.
Like the orientation of the adjacent things, it is manufacturable only in this particular orientation.
Yes. But for standard cells, you will not know which standard cell will come adjacent to yours. Is it not?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
सर ऑप्टिकल प्रॉक्सिमिटी करेक्शन बेसिकली अगर मुझे एक रेक्टेंगल बनाना है तो जो उसके एजेस होंगे मैं उसको उसमें थोड़ा सा मतलब और एज पे थोड़ा सा और एक बड़ा सा कोई एक पैटर्न रख दूंगा सो दैट जब लिथोग्राफी के थ्रू आएगा तो वहाँ पे मेमोरी में वो पैटर्न सेम आ जाएगा। तो सर इससे मतलब इन दिस इज द वे इन विच वी आर ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड DRCs इन द डाई, मतलब जब वो फैब्रिकेट हो रहा है।
DRC is not about the die. We are trying to avoid defects on the die.
हाँ ये सर, मतलब हम वो जो मिनिमम जो डिस्टेंस जो रिक्वायर्ड है वो हम डिस्टेंस को यूजिंग ऑप्टिकल प्रॉक्सिमिटी हमने एक्स्ट्रा कुछ एक साइड में कुछ बना दिया, उसकी वजह से वी आर ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड, राइट सर?
We wanted more density. We knew that the structure is fixed, this constellation is fixed. Therefore, I did more computations when making the masks so that after the masks are made, this structure would still be manufacturable.
सर हम सर व्हाई वी वांट DRC क्लीन देन, मतलब
you want elsewhere, everywhere else, you wanted things to be DRC clean because you want overall defectivity to be ensured low at the regular computation level. At the regular computation of the mask level, you want everything, the defectivity of the process to be low, the yields to be high. But for memory cell, because the constellation is fixed, you are ready to do some extra computations during mask making so that the die is still manufacturable.
So I have two follow-up questions on this. I mean, like this is okay for the long contacts. वो गोला मतलब बड़ा सा बन गया तो उसने वो OPC के टाइम पे संभाल लिया. But when we talk about the metal one specifically, अब हम कह रहे थे metal one का एरिया भी जैसे 90 नैनोमीटर मिनिमम अगर होता है तो अब हम लोग उसको अलाउ नहीं कर रहे. So how will that be handled? वो भी उसी स्टेप में, I mean basically उसका कॉन्टैक्ट छोटा होगा, कहने का मतलब ये है क्या?
नहीं, उसका कॉन्टैक्ट छोटा नहीं होगा. उसमें क्या होगा कि अब हम इसके मेटल वंस को देखते हैं एक बार. Just give me a moment. So इसके मेटल वंस में हमें पता है कि now okay, I am going to get a structure which is like this. Now there are two dots and this is the kind of structure that I am going to get. Something like this I am going to get on metal one. Now this dot is seemingly smaller than my minimum area. So what I will do is, when I'm doing optical proximity correction, what I could do is, depending on how things, depending on how the technology is, I could actually extend it like this. Now what happens? See, metal one जब आप molten लगाते हो वहां पे तो वो थोड़ा सा shrink करके ऐसे oval बन जाता है. अब आप जो लगा रहे हो, now what you're trying to draw is something like a dumbbell. Now even when it shrinks, it will still be like this.
Okay, so OPC के टाइम पे हम metal one के around ऐसा कर देते हैं.
So exactly just like we did for contact, we do extra OPC for metal one also. But we don't want to do that everywhere because that OPC is very, very costly.
Sir, I have a follow-up question on this only. Sir, OPC हमने as we are moving to advanced technologies like 7 nanometer, 14 nanometer or 22 nanometer. So there also we were using OPC.
We are using OPC.
Yes, sir. So sir, when I am using OPC to manufacture standard cells in 22 nanometer technology also, so sir फिर हमने OPC का memory को manufacture करके मतलब हमें क्या advantage मिला? मतलब OPC तो हम standard cell के लिए भी use कर रहे हैं, हम इसमें भी use कर रहे हैं, तो सर ये दोनों फिर different कैसे हो गए?
So when we are talking about 7 FinFETs, let us say we're talking about 7 FinFET technology. You will use X amount of OPC for the standard cells and you will use X plus double X amount of OPC for the memory cell to get the right density there. OPC you will anyways have to use, because you're using a larger wavelength. So 7 FinFET process would be made in EUV, extreme ultraviolet light, and that is 13 nanometer. Okay, so even for 13 nanometer, you are drawing structures which are less than 13 nanometer in size. So you will need OPC there, but you will need much more OPC for memory cells even then, because in memory cell you are violating more rules.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay, आगे बढ़े.
सर जस्ट वन मोर क्वेश्चन सर, जो हम स्टैंडर्ड सेल में अबटमेंट करते थे, सो सर फॉर मेमोरी सेल वी कैन नॉट डू अबटमेंट.
मेमोरी सेल तो अबटमेंट कर ही रहे हैं, यहाँ तो शेयरिंग कर रहे हैं ना बाउंड्री पे. यहाँ तो सारा खेल ही अबटमेंट का है, यही तो हम जा रहे थे अभी नेक्स्ट. This is what we did. We shared everything across adjacent memory cells. The contacts, the vias, everything is shared. Memory cell layouts are made with memory cell, मतलब memory cell ही नहीं, memory की periphery के layouts are also made heavily with abutments, because you know that this is the exactly same cell which is going to abut it. What does abutment mean? Abutment means that you are placing these two cells next to each other. So in standard cells when we were doing, we said half DRC here, half DRC there, so that one DRC is left between two structures. In memory cells, because we know which are the two adjoining cells, and we know that always, we say no need to leave DRCs. Let us use. No need to leave any DRC. Let us share them across the boundary. Let us save area. मेमोरी सेल में तो अबटमेंट को मैक्सिमली यूटिलाइज करा जाता है, और मेमोरी सेल में ही नहीं, मेमोरी के अंदर हर तरफ.
So
yes,
so how do we clear the DRC step in the tool then? I mean, if we do the violations and all.
so they are markers. DRC is a CAD process, so you will put markers there so that the CAD will not, the DRC checker will not check the rules over here. That is simple. उसकी चिंता मत करो.
So like when we click on the option of the DRC, there we have got the option what DRCs that we want to check.
No, see, on the same die you want to check this exactly same DRCs of metal 1 minimum area. Is it not? So you cannot uncheck the DRCs because you really need to run those DRCs there. But you make extra markers, CAD layers, overlapping such metal ones, and say that, okay, when this marker is there, ignore this DRC error. These markers are a part of the memory cell library that the technology team will give you. You cannot generate these markers by yourself. The technology team will give you these markers because they have to check that OPC is correct. Okay. आगे बढ़े?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So going a little back, we had these metal ones, via ones put in place. So what is this metal 2?
Word line.
हाँ?
Sorry, bit line.
हाँ?
VDD.
क्या?
भाई ऐसे तुम सारे नोट्स बना दोगे?
अच्छा ठीक है VDD पे. हाँ ठीक है.
This one is VDD because it is connecting the
pull-ups. Sorry, yeah.
Which one is this?
Ground.
Where is the contact on this?
Okay, ऊपर और नीचे.
Bit line.
Where is the via 1? Via 1 is here. So what would this be?
So bit line.
Bit lines. What are these? These.
Word lines.
Stubs for the word line. And these are stubs for which node?
Ground.
Ground. These are VR2s. And here you go with, what is this node?
Word line.
Word line. And then
These are ground.
Ground rails. And then we discussed that, okay, this leads to a lot of capacitance between word line and ground. We do not want that large a capacitance because that impacts delays, that increases power consumption. So we cut the ground rails, ground lines. We bring ground to the array through metal 4, and we reduce the word line capacitance. And then we said we will abut all, the cells next to each other so that these contacts and VRs are shared across the cell boundaries. So over here, they are sharing the contact of VDD, over here, the VR1 of VDD, and so on. Over here, we are sharing contact across 4. Not exactly contact. We are sharing VR2 across 4 cells. Able to see this?
This is the bit line running, right?
This is the ground contact. The contact of the ground is shared across 4 cells over here. Okay. So a lot of sharing actually happens at the abutment of memory cells. Now, what are the other layout topologies? So most of the books that you will see, and almost every lecture also that you will see online from any professor anywhere, you will see this kind of a layout, which used to be used, I would say, in 1998 or something, so long back. I assume many of you were born after 1998. Am I right? Anyone over here except me who was born before 1998? Possibly a few PhD students. So they're talking to you about that old stuff. Useless. Now, let us just look at what are the devices over here. Where are the pass gates? लिखा हुआ है वहां पे. Where are the pass gates? Hello?
जहाँ पे cell MOSFET लिखा है.
Cell MOSFET.
These two are the pass gates.
हाँ.
What are these?
Pull downs.
Pull downs. And you see the PMOSes. And you realize ये इतना old layout structure है कि हर cell के अंदर they are putting contacts, well ties. ये तो हम स्टैंडर्ड सेल में भी नहीं डालते आज, बट पहले मेमोरी सेल के अंदर भी डालते थे. And this is the layout that many books will show you even today. That is why I do not give you a reference book on memories separately. Last time also someone was asking, sir, any memory book reference, any reference book for memories? No, there is none. They will give you this trash. Okay. And okay, this array also looks like an array. It is an array. But you do realize that this is no close to what the density that we are able to achieve with the memory cell layout that we have. You're able to see that?
So, could the possible reason for this layout in those times would be that कोई उस time पे metal 1, metal 2, metal 3 वगैरह नहीं होती थी, तो maybe इसलिए ऐसा करते थे क्या?
Yeah, there were lesser number of metal layers.
Okay.
Sir, OPC भी नहीं होता होगा उस time.
OPC की need ही नहीं थी. You were using wavelength of light which was smaller than the feature sizes. See, look at this. You were having so many bends in active. पूरे U's बना रहे हो आप actives के. आप poly को देखो, आप कैसे poly को bends दे रहे हो. In advanced technologies, you can only make polys in one direction. FinFETs, for example, active is in only one direction. And there are so many constraints in design. This kind of a layout will simply not work today. You might have studied this in one of, if for the MTech students, you might have studied this in your college also. I do not know. Now, you remember I was telling you about work or set of works where we keep cell ratio as 1. You remember?
Yes, sir.
So over here, Hitachi and Renesas independently did this work, but this is what it shows. The blue one is this first layout. Look at beta ratio of 1.44 and area of 0.614 micron square. And the red one over this is the lower layout. The beta ratio is 1, but the cell area is much denser, 20% denser. You're able to see this? And what is happening about the VDD min, the minimum voltage at which they will operate? Just look at it over here, the SNM. The SNM, after variations, the blue curve has lower SNM than the red curve. Are you able to see this? That with a cell ratio of 1, I am having better SNM than cell ratio of 1.44. How is it possible? How is it possible? Tell. See, at the median level, this shows better SNM, but after mismatch, this has worse SNM. So what is happening here? This is manufacturing results. Hello?
तो सर इसमें हम लोग जो वो बात कर रहे थे कि पुल डाउन को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने पे तो ट्रिप पॉइंट का जो वो चेंज हो रहा था.
No. 1.44 cell ratio is not too bad, no?
So has it got to do with the shape of the, I mean, the fabric during the fabrication process? I mean, in the cell ratio 1.44, you kind of have a rectangle. I mean, this L shape, and there you have a. I mean, it's like kind of a variability in the fabrication.
It has everything to do with that. See over here, there is this edge that is coming.
Exactly.
Due to which, what happens is there would be some cells जहाँ पे ये ऐसे जाएगा, some cells जहाँ पे ये ऐसे बनेगा, कहीं पे ये no, all kinds of variations will happen. So over here, there are almost no variations. It is only a straight line that you're making. So the variability, you see, this is much lesser over here. It is actually writing that sigma value over here. The sigma for the bigger cell is 28 millivolts, and that for the smaller cell is 20.8. And therefore, when you talk of yield, this one has worse yield, even though this had a better beta ratio. Such is the impact of layout on memory yield. That is why whatever layout you make in advanced processors, they have to be as straight as possible. Reduce as many bends as you can. Okay? Is this clear? This is some food for thought actually. आगे बढ़े?
So at the end, we are saying that we should make pull up and pull down to be same.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you tune the process appropriately, So what they would have done was that they must have changed the VT of these devices also a bit. See, they are just showing one number to you over here. They're not showing all the numbers to you. But what the essence is that if you are able to make layouts which are more regular, lesser bends, then you will be able to get better yield with smaller devices also. आप अपने एनालिसिस के लिए आप अगर कोई चीज डिजाइन करोगे तो आप इस चीज का बेनिफिट नहीं ले सकते, बिकॉज दिस बेनिफिट ओनली द टेक्नोलॉजी पीपल नो. As a circuit designer, as a person who would design and size the memory cell, you still maintain this beta ratio, I would say. You do not propose 1.0 beta ratio, but you insist on the technology team that can you make it denser? Because we know that if it is somehow made closer to beta ratio of 1, we will gain. Okay. So anyways, if you go to the FinFET technologies, you will see that there are two kinds of cells. One set of cells with beta ratio of 2, that is they have 2 fins on the pass pull down, and another set of cells with beta ratio of 1, that is there is 1 fin on the pull down also. And the beta ratio 1 cell has much higher VDD min because you can't really do much about it. It has lesser SNM.
So what is it they are plotting on the y-axis? The frequency of the operation.
This is the cumulative distribution function, CDF.
Oh.
Okay. आगे बढ़े?
Sir,
Yes.
can I ask a question regarding memory compiler and its relation with the layout?
Yeah.
So, sir, what we studied in the initial classes कि that memory compiler में हम बताएंगे कि हमको इतने size का array चाहिए. So basically we will design the memory layout, मतलब एक single cell के corresponding, and then I will give that memory layout to the memory compiler, and then I will give the inputs regarding the sizes, like कितने bit, कितने words, right, sir? Okay, sir. Okay. And before that, like during layout only, we will decide the cell ratio हमको क्या रखना है and
सब
all
कुछ.
that stuff. Okay.
Yes. Before layout, you will decide the cell ratio. Design circuit के sizing कर दोगे तभी तो layout बनाओगे.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है? So, yes.
जब सर ये बीटा रेशियो 1 वाला लेआउट बेटर है और इसकी यील्ड भी बेटर है, लेकिन सर इस पे फंक्शनैलिटी हम कैसे इंश्योर करेंगे, जबकि हम अभी तक तो यही पढ़ के आ रहे हैं कि पुल डाउन हमारा स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए.
हाँ, तो इसका VDD min हायर होगा. It will have higher VDD min. है ना?
या फिर वो सर वो रेगुलर स्ट्रक्चर क्योंकि बन रहा है तो उसके कारण वेरिएबिलिटी के इफेक्ट VT पे पड़ेगा, तो दैट VT के करस्पॉन्डिंगली मुझे बेनिफिट मिल रहा है.
Yes.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. So yes, what is this cell? What is the benefit of this cell? What are the additional figures of merit that I should consider for this cell? There are hints in the schematic in this photo itself. Tell me.
It will improve the writability of the cell. As in, like when you have the
सर वो रीड RBL क्या रीड बिट लाइन का ही नहीं क्या सर?
पता नहीं, बताओ क्या हो रहा है.
सर ऐसा लगता है कि सर देखने में कि सर जब हमें रीड करना होगा तो RBL को 1 करेंगे और RWL को भी रेज कर देंगे अगर, तो अगर BLFI पे 0 रिटर्न है तो नीचे वाला मॉसफेट नहीं वो होगा ऑन. तो सर डिस्चार्ज नहीं सर, वो डिस्चार्ज तो नहीं हो पाएगा इसमें। हाँ ठीक नहीं सर, कुछ गलत सोच
नहीं अगर BLFI पे 1 रिटर्न है
तो सर नीचे वाला मॉसफेट ऑन रहेगा सर।
तो RBL
अच्छा हाँ, डिस्चार्ज हो जाएगा सर वो वहां से, तो हमारे
हो
पास
जाएगा।
सेल स्टेबिलिटी की प्रॉब्लम
जब 0 था तो नहीं हुआ, 1 था तो हो गया, तो आई कैन मेक आउट समथिंग, है ना?
सर।
सो
तो सर हमारे पास सेल स्टेबिलिटी वाली प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व हो सकती है सर, डेल्टा भी वहां पर वोल्टेज।
आपको पोटेंशियल डिवाइडर बना ही नहीं,
ओके हाँ,
है ना? So if you want to do a very high speed read, now you can have a very high speed, a lot of read current without impacting cell stability. Otherwise, what was happening? If you wanted to increase the read current, cell stability would go for a toss. Now you can have very large read current without impacting cell stability. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So what are the additional figures of merit?
सर पहले एक बार आप क्लियर कर सकते हो? आई डिडंट गेट द रीडेबिलिटी, द रीड बम्प वाला पार्ट कैसे बेटर हो गया?
भाई जब आपको रीड करना है तो आप RWL को ऊपर लेके गए।
हाँ
RWL तो यहाँ जा रहा है।
हाँ,
तो बम्प आने की बात कहाँ आई?
ओके ओके।
तो सर इस बार हम 1 रीड कर रहे हैं ना सर?
आप 1 रीड करो चाहे 0 रीड करो, एक बार में RBL डिस्चार्ज होगी, दूसरे में नहीं होगी। आप इसके ऊपर बस एक इन्वर्टर लगा दो, आपको पता लग जाएगा, आपका आउटपुट क्यू बाहर आ जाएगा।
Okay, so you compare RBL with BLB?
No, I'm not doing any comparison. I'm just putting an inverter here.
For the sense amplification part, I mean the
I'm not
different.
putting a sense amplifier. I'm just putting an inverter.
Okay, so you don't need that differential voltage between the 2 bit lines.
है ही नहीं ना, मेरे पास एक ही बिट लाइन है, 2 बिट लाइन तो है ही नहीं रीड की। When read word line comes, I have only 1 bit line. There is no other bit line available to me, so I cannot do differential read. I will put a inverter based sensing or something like that.
Okay, so whenever the RBL discharges, it means that a read operation, I mean something is detected. I mean,
It means BLFI was 1.
हाँ.
Only when BLFI was 1, RBL would discharge. Then this output will go to 1. That is why I'm saying this as QB. Okay. So what are the additional figures of merit over here?
Sir, read time.
Read time. रीड करंट तो आप देख ही रहे थे ना पहले, हम उसको सेल करंट कह रहे थे, अब इसको रीड टाइम कह रहे हो, बात तो वही हो गई।
सर वो हो सकता है क्या सर, जैसे हम मिनिमम कितना RWL को उठाएं कि ताकि हमारे को पूरे डिस्चार्ज में?
No, see, look at it like this. There could be a case. So this kind of a cell is used in one read write memory. It means if there are 2 ports, one port is a read port. RWL is only the read port. And the other port is like a regular read write port. BLB, you can still do a read from there. You may not, but you can still do a read from there. Am I right? This port you will definitely use for write. Write you cannot do through any other port, but you can also do read from this port, the purple bit lines. Are you with me?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So now what happens is, let us say that this word line was high. I was storing a 0 here. Because when the word line went high, why was word line high? Because I was writing on the adjacent cell. There are many cells. जो हम कल half select वाला issue की बात कर रहे थे, याद है? You remember we were talking about half select cells yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Where in the same row you are writing to the adjacent cells, but this cell is in the read mode. So the word line is high. This node was supposed to be 0, but it went to VX. You also took read word line high because you wanted to read this particular cell now. Now what happens? When this was fully 0, this pull down was actually fully off. But now it has this voltage Vx coming at its gate. It will sink some current. That current should be less, which means you cannot really keep this transistor also very large. Otherwise, this figure of merit, which is called as partial on, will degrade. Partial on current. So what happens when it was fully on, then the discharge rate was like this. But when it was not fully on, the discharge rate would still be like this. Now, if you had put an inverter in front of it, that inverter sensed at this point earlier, but now it would sense here, but it will sense. And it will sense wrong data. So you cannot trigger the inverter too fast and you cannot trigger it too late also, because IP on will impact it. Are you able to see this? This additional figure of merit, is that clear?
So what we were trying to do with the word line, I mean, like we were, the Vx, I mean, like Vx would have appeared if we were trying to discharge. I mean, we were writing 0 in it, right? The Vint basically.
No. Vint is, I'm not writing in this cell. I'm writing in the adjacent cell. This cell is in the read mode.
Okay, so Vx is V bump.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What about this cell? What does this do?
So finally that lower NMOS had to be weaker, right?
So you have to take care of IP on. How you do it, that is your problem.
Okay.
Okay, what about this cell? What does this cell do and enable?
To read, to write?
This is two read-write ports. Both the ports you can do read-write. What is the additional figure of merit here? When is the SNM worst?
When both the word line and WL2, WL1, BL2, BL1 all are on.
Yes, when both word lines are on, that is when the SNM will be worst, because that is when maximum current will want to go from this pull down. So the bump will have to be larger. Okay. Okay. This is a ROM cell, a NOR kind of a ROM cell, where you will make the contact of the source with the bit line, of the drain with the bit line, when you want to write a 0. So over here on the top I have written a 0, on the bottom 1 is written. When the top word line is selected, the bit line will discharge. When the bottom one is selected, the first bit line will not discharge. Are you able to see this? So this is called as contact programming. But what is happening? See, there are some bit lines on which there is no contact, and on some bit lines on which there are lots of contacts. So what is happening? What is the problem with this then?
Capacitance will change.
Yes.
Of bit line.
The bit line capacitance is not constant. So what do? We say that, okay, let the drains all be connected. I will now program on the source. So when I'm writing a 1, I will not program the source to the ground. Now what happens? All the bit lines have same load. That load is constant. The maximum load that the bit line can have. But overall, you have a design which is much more stable. Okay. this is NAND cell. Over here, you do programmation like this. So what are you doing?
Shorting the source and the drain.
Shorting the source and the drain. So how do you read a word here? Suppose you want to read word line 0. What would you do? Suppose you want to read what is written in word line 0. What would you do? See, clock will go 1. You want to read word line 0. You will take word line 1 also to 1. Word line 0 you will maintain at 0. Now what happens is that, see, this word line is 1. So whether the source and drain were shorted or not shorted doesn't matter. Because the device is on, this short is actually there. You can assume that the short is actually there. Now, because word line 0 was off, where you are still able to discharge the bit line, you will say, I have a 0 stored there. And at other places, you will not be able to discharge the bit line, so you will have 1 stored there. Are you able to see this?
No, sir.
No?
नहीं समझ आया वाला.
So when I have taken word line to be 1, I have essentially shorted all the source and drains. So clock is 1, word line 1 is 1. The current will go only if the lower transistor is also 1. Only if this is also shorted, only then the bit line will discharge.
Okay, ठीक है.
Otherwise, the bit line will remain at 1.
So the basically what जो आपको रीड करना है उसको 0 रख के दूसरे वाले को हाई कर दो.
उसको आप deselected रखोगे.
Kind of basically NMOS stack ही तो है कि stack of NMOS की तरह देख सकते हैं.
That is why it is called NAND, na?
अच्छा. Oh, yes.
Okay. So we will stop here. We will start with the periphery circuits next class, which is Friday. Is that okay?
Sir, can you just repeat the NOR part again?
The NOR part?
Yes.
Yeah. क्या नहीं समझ में आया था, बताओ.
सर जैसे हमने NAND में रिलेट कर पा रहे हैं कि वो स्टैक में है, तो यहाँ पर रिलेट नहीं कर पा रहा था कि कैसे राइट कर रहे हैं, कैसे रीड कर रहे हैं.
ROM है ना, ROM के अंदर राइट क्या करना है? राइट करने के लिए तो आपको ये प्रोग्रामेशन करनी है. It is already, whether you make this contact or not make this contact. When you make this contact, the bit line will discharge. Where you not made this contact, the bit line will remain 1.
Okay.
So this is what I have written in this word then. And the lower word is 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0. So these are 2 rows. This is what I have written in the 2 words.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
ठीक है?
Sir, what is the benefit of 2 read 2 write in that sir जहाँ पे हमने 2 bit line लगा दिया था?
Oh, 2 read 2 write. Because there could be 2 processors that want to access same database.
Oh, okay.
So सर ये 2 read and 2 write से तो मतलब हम इसे पोर्ट से लिंक कर सकते हैं, जैसे सिंगल पोर्ट, मल्टी पोर्ट. So सर ये हमने
2 read 2 write. 2 read write is a 2 port memory.
Yes, sir.
When you say 2 read 2 write, it is a 4 port memory, because there are 2 ports through which you can only read and 2 ports from which you can only write.
तो सर अभी हमने जहाँ पे 1 read and 1 read write किया था, so
that is a 2 port memory.
Okay, sir. And sir,
it is not called dual port. It is called 2 port.
Okay, sir.
But when you have 2 read write, you call that as dual. Most ports you can do read and write.
And sir, while you were explaining the layout na, so there you used the term stub. So you said कि हमने बिट लाइन का स्टब यहाँ पर लगा दिया. सर स्टब का मतलब हुआ कि हमने M1 के एक इंस्टेंस को कॉल कर दिया उनको कनेक्शन के लिए.
छोटा सा एक M1 का रेक्टेंगल स्क्वायर वहां बना दिया ताकि वो कनेक्ट हो जाए ऊपर.
ओके, सो बेसिकली हमने एक लेयर बना दिया M1 की छोटी सी.
Stub is a small piece.
ओके सर.
It's not a wire, it's a stub, small stub. Okay?
सर हम जब सर डुअल राइट कह रहे हैं सर, उसमें सर एक साथ राइट तो नहीं कर पाएंगे सर, मतलब जैसे
करते हैं दोनों पोर्ट से पैरेलली, एक रो में नहीं करेंगे, एक वर्ड पे नहीं करेंगे. सो सेम वर्ड पे आप दो पोर्ट से कैसे राइट कर सकते हो? दैट ऑपरेशन इज नॉट अलाउड, बट एडजेसेंट वर्ड्स यू कैन राइट साइमल्टेनियसली. है ना?
So
yes,
I just had a small request. जो आप Saturday को टाइम प्रपोज करे थे 11 o'clock, that was like little late for me. I mean थोड़ी मीटिंग्स वगैरह होती हैं, वो काफ़ी उस दिन 2-3 मीटिंग शेड्यूल होती हैं, एक सुबह एक शाम को, तो थोड़ा वो इफेक्ट हो जाती है. तो हम लोग 10 बजे का टाइम रख सकते हैं सैटरडे को इंस्टेड ऑफ 11, जस्ट 1 घंटा पहले.
I have no problems. I don't think TAs also have any problems. I just kept it 11 because 11 was like हमारी क्लास का जो रेगुलर टाइम होता है उससे भी थोड़ा सा लेट. I know 10:30 also many of you may be having problems in getting up, so that's why I kept 11. So we can keep 10:30. Would that be okay? 10:30 to 11.
हाँ आधे घंटे में. Yes.
Yeah, Khalid, we can keep 10:30 on Saturday.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So we'll keep 10:30. Is that okay with everyone else? 10:30 anyway. You have the class also, regular class also on weekdays. Consider Saturday as a weekday waking up time. Okay? Chaliye. I will stop the recording now. Thank you guys. All the best.